film sucks. Indie film sucks. It's the Indie Film Sucks podcast. Yeah.
Coming at you from the mean streets of St. Louis, from a basement on South Broadway, the Indie Film Sucks podcast, because indie film is the worst decision you're going to make this year and any other year.
Hold on a minute. Come on. Indie
Sorry.
Film Sucks is awesome. Hey, welcome to the Indie Film Sucks podcast. My name's Mackie. This is Chris Grega. This is your first time listening. We appreciate it. Check us out on indiefilmsucks.com.
Yes.
Facebook, Instagram. What else, Grega? Where else are we out there, man? With the peeps, where the peeps can find us.
Spotify.
So, yes, world renowned. Indie Film Sucks podcast. So we like to talk about the highs, the lows, and the in-betweens of True independent filmmaking. So, hey, tonight we got a special treat for you tonight.
We do.
Yeah, I think so. We have the cast of, one person.
Cast and crew.
The cast and crew. From a not yet released picture?
Just released.
Film called The Misfits. Is that correct?
It's just Misfits.
Yeah, for legal reasons, there's no the.
Gotcha. I thought I saw a the in there. I apologize.
No, Glenn Danzig would show up and beat somebody's ass.
Oh, is that what it was? Yes. Maybe. Okay.
He's going to pop up like Art the Clown behind me because you said it.
Is there no editing in this?
Sure.
Okay.
No, we're good.
Okay. Misfits.
Yes.
So welcome to the show. It's good to have you on.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll ask the famous question here. What's your suck?
Oh, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Who wants to start first? I think Chris and I had not met before this production. And when I first sent in my self-tape, I really liked the sides I was reading. And then I realized it was shooting in Philly. And I was thinking to myself, oh, how am I going to get down there? Because I live in Brooklyn, which isn't super far away. But then suddenly I was realizing, I'm signing on to go down to Philly every other weekend for a year, effectively. And that's how we shot it, every other weekend, as my microphone runs away. It's now been a year and a half since we did callbacks. And I remember the day of callbacks, I sent you a message and I was like, I'm about to pull the trigger on this rental car, my dude. I need to know that I will be in some way getting a return on the investment I'm about to make. Like, what's happening here? And you sent me a very nice message back. But yes, I think I was picking up a rental car at about 5:36 a.m. every other weekend from the airport, from JFK, because that's all that's open rental car wise in the city at that time. And I was driving into New York, into Manhattan, picking up everyone else who was New York based, so cast and crew, and then shuttling us all down to Philly every other weekend for a year. That is my suck. I was van mom to cast and crew.
Pretty bad.
That's dedication. So yes, that is a perfect suck because it's about the dedication. And right, where else would you go through that except for independent film, right?
No, that's other reason, frankly.
Well, exactly, because you're hungry to make an independent film, and apparently Chris has convinced you that this is the best project you will ever work on.
Yes,
in the history
and he was
of
right.
your life. Yeah, I agree. It was
how long of a commute is that?
It depended on where we were shooting. Usually it was like 2.5 hours. So I was grabbing everyone in Manhattan around 22nd, 23rd, where we had a lot of our props in storage. The art department is also New York based. And yeah, I think it was with traffic Probably 2.5 hours, and the
Was that
necessary
like
Wawa stop along the way and such.
Was that like a 4 a.m. start then?
Yeah, I
3:30,
mean, I
4?
think it was for me. I was like going out to JFK, getting the rental car, driving into the city, picking everyone up. At that point, it's probably like 6:30 for a 9 a.m. call, roughly. Yeah.
I love it. That's the first
Chris
one.
Chris has repeated his gratitude, and I
Yeah.
I take it. I take it. You know.
There's nothing that I appreciated more than the cat caravan, and it's there's no other way. Truthfully, just to go with the suck, I couldn't have afforded individual like everyone to get on a train, $50 each,
That's fair.
both ways. It was much more cost efficient to make Cat drive everybody and spend $200 on a rental for
Yeah.
one day than $400 in
Yeah.
transportation fees.
Yeah.
Even if you say report
Independent
as
math
local.
way. I mean, that's independent math right there. I agree with that. So, Chris, first time writer director, is that correct? Am I reading that correct? Yeah.
First
So-
time ever doing anything with film other than holding a light for a friend's short.
Okay, so
Wow, so you jumped in with both feet.
yeah, so talk about that, man, before we jump into the film.
Yeah, now I decided that I was going to do the craziest thing I'd probably will ever do and and think that I should take well, I guess it fits with the theme. Take my parents' life insurance money and a script that I loved and decide to use all of that money to make a feature film. And yeah, no, I learned many things, good and bad.
So always planned out to shoot on weekends, stretch it out as long as you needed to. I mean, I know you had probably a production schedule. So how do you convince that many people to buy into your passion?
A lot of bullshit, showmanship.
I don't know. You were pretty straight up from the jump. You were pretty honest about like, I've never done this before. We're gonna try something. It's gonna be fun.
I think the thing that made it a little bit easier of a sell is, especially with the professionals in the cast and crew, was the every other weekend. Yes, it made it such a long schedule, but no one had to take days off from work or turn down other paid gigs. There was no way we were going to be able to get, our camera guy brought, $200K worth of cameras. Our lighting guy brought $500,000 in a van of lighting. They had to take paid gigs, but by doing it every other weekend, yeah, it sucked because we had to, it was so much scheduling. Not having the crew, like the crew level is like, oh yeah, Chris has to remember how gray Sam's beard was last time we shot and where that fell in the script to tell, Rebecca and Megan and Courtney in makeup how much color to put in his beard to try to keep some rough semblance of continuity. But like it was, it's a lot. And I'll be honest, I used my project management cert from like the day job more in this film than I ever did in my day career.
Yeah.
How many shooting days total was it?
With the reshoots, we probably hit 30.
Okay.
I
Which
think
is
I
not
maybe
long.
did 20 of those. 22,
Yeah, well,
somewhere in there.
I had to keep putting your scenes in so you could drive people here.
Hey, that's a Kat. You nailed that.
let
Make
me
yourself
ask you this-
useful in the production crew, and you'll be fine, kids.
Let me ask you this question. Was there ever a point in time where people, like their spirits were flagging, they're like, man, like they're sick of this? Because we made a World War II feature film. Took 3 years. And there were a couple of times during that 3-year ordeal, and it was shot in the winter outside in Missouri, where I was like, man, I have to stand up and here I gotta give a General Patton speech to get all the troops fired up, and this is a really important thing, and we're doing a great thing here, guys, and just hang with me. Did you ever have to do that?
So I only had it, I did the General Patton speech once, but more what ended up having to happen is I spent every time I walk my dog, it's like 2.5 miles, is I would call a different cast or crew member and have to have a like hour conversation just to keep that spirit level up. I think the only day that was like rough because it was a super long day and far away for all of us was the day that we did wrestling.
Which
Um,
worked awesomely in the movie.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they were out in Lancaster, which is about an hour and a half from me, which made it 3 hours from New York. And so all of us had driven far. We started early because we had to shoot all the close ups in a 4 or 5 hour window before the live event. And then we had one chance to do the match live, like it was a wrestling match with three cameras running. Um, and so I had to get 600 or so extras, aka three legacy wrestling fans that were there to be in the movie slash then hang out and see the whole show after. I had to get in the ring and I did my whole, my mic skills and you hate these people, you like these people. It switches halfway through. You'll see me throw my arms up to tell you to decide who you hate. It was a surreal experience standing in a wrestling ring, yelling at 700 people.
That's awesome.
So were they there for the movie or were they there for the event?
So the way we structured it was we were the first the wide and the wide, the mid, and the over the top were all done as the first match of the night of their three legacy wrestling event.
Okay.
So some most of them came early to be in like some of the final close-ups. Um, but technically we were part of the card itself. It was a way
Yeah.
to I'll be honest, Jesus and Ronnie from Three Legacy saved me, 250K from renting a stadium type of place, renting
Oh,
a
sure.
ring. They gave us access and introduced us to Zoe, John, Charlie, and Kris, who were the four wrestlers in the film.
Nice.
So, like, oh, they man, without them, I don't think I could have done it or done it nearly as well. Um, but yeah, we were the first match of the night, and holy crap, I didn't think people were going to care. I thought I was going to have to like add crowd noise. I had to bring back the crowd noise.
Nice.
That's cool when that comes together in true independent film fashion. The way you positioned that, I just think that's so key. So, how do you get from not doing anything, right? Because I think that's what you said,
Hmm.
to try to take on this project. And is it something about the story or the script or like your writer director, right?
Hmm.
Is there something personal about that or just this passion? I mean, obviously there's some heartfelt stuff in there. It's a great story about friends over a certain period of time, always there for each other. Um, you know, if you don't mind getting into that a little bit, I think that'd be
Yeah,
great for the audience and folks that want to go out and check this out.
yeah, absolutely. So obviously, I I had a decent group of friends when I was a kid, but when I met my wife, she had this group of friends, and they are very similar in like their kind of slightly delinquent status as like the group that is in the film. And I always loved, because I came from a pretty average, my dad worked like three jobs, but we were like that suburban level of family. A lot of my wife's friends had a lot harder time in life when they were growing up. But to see this weird family of like a combination of like punks and thugs and all these weirdo people that wouldn't fit anywhere else but with each other. When I met them, when I met my wife, when I was 18, um, and seeing how they all supported each other while they beat the hell out of each other at the same time. That was kind of inspiring to me. And I always thought that was so cool. And like, as I became part of that group, that was really something that I was really like happy that I had found. And then while I was writing this, I alluded to it with life insurance money. I lost both my parents in like a 4-month period.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's a drag.
Yeah, no, wasn't my favorite time period.
Yeah.
But I wrote this. My dad had very, very early onset Alzheimer's. So he was gone 5-6 years before he actually passed away. But I had always been dealing with the fact that, like it was a weird grief because technically I still had to go visit him and watch him shuffle around. Weirdly, like he liked to hold hands with another old lady that had also lost her mind. Not my mom, but they sat on the couch and stared at the TV together. He had a good 14th act there. So there's a grief there and like him being gone, but not being gone that I had been dealing with for years that kind of gave me some inspiration. And then as I was getting through one of the final rewrites, he passed away. And that kind of renewed that grief in a weird way when someone's already gone, but for some reason you're also grieving them again. And then unfortunately 4 months later, my mom passed away from cancer. That was a surprise to all of us. And that is when I think it was like a few weeks after we had started shooting. And I was still kind of doing the rewrites because no film script is ever done until post-production's done. So
Even then.
I was still rewriting some of it, and that also then became kind of something to inform on it. And the film tone always had grief as one of the main things, but I think it probably became more and more prominent because it became more and more prominent in my life.
Which makes sense.
Gotcha. No, sorry about. Hey, much love to you, brother. My mom went through the same thing. We lost her years with Alzheimer's. We lost her years before, that whole thing. So, yeah, hard goes out to you there, brother.
Yeah, same to you, man. It's a weird way to lose a person because it's so gradual, but also so sudden. Is that like you just realize one day that like, oh, they don't know who I am.
Right.
Like they don't know who they are, and like the weird traumatic things that come with it, like just trying to wash them off and the tactile problems that come with Alzheimer's. Like there's a lot that comes with it. And I think that, in a way doing the film was, in addition to actual therapy, my other version of therapy.
I guess that's one way. Is that you, Chris? Is that what you're doing it for? Therapy?
I mean, it ain't.
I mean, I didn't mean to call you out on it.
Don't put ideas in that. I don't need him thinking that he's in therapy.
I mean, when my mother passed away and we sold her house, my brothers and I naturally used my portion to partially fund our fourth feature film. So, threw that money right down the toilet. But
yeah, man, dead parent money. What, the number 2 way indie films get made?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I don't know.
What's number 1?
Okay.
I assume dentists. I heard is the number 1.
I was going to say rich spouse money, perhaps.
Oh man,
yes.
Being born wealthy, that's number 1.
Yes, exactly. So Kat, how did you get involved in the project with this auditions, or how did it get to you in New York?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Chris and I we didn't know each other from anybody else, but it was a backstage posting, I think, and I read the sides. And it was really funny. Yeah. And I don't remember if it was a part of those original sides, but no, it definitely was. Because I remember thinking, I know this woman. Like, I have a lot of addiction in my family. Both my parents are sober. So like I remember reading, I think it was the conversation that it's in the final film as well, of the conversation between my character Becca and Ryan talking about her mother passing away. And I remember reading that along with just like, I think there were probably like 4 or 5 different scenes in there total. And I really walked away having a very strong understanding of exactly who this person was, and I liked her immediately. Which sometimes, you know, if you haven't gotten the full script, you're like, I have no idea what's going on here. I don't know how to play this thing.
Right.
Because I don't have the context for whatever we're talking about. I didn't need it. It was immediately, she jumped right off the page. I got her immediately. I sucked a friend into being my reader for the scenes, and it was a lot of scenes. So I think I monopolized his time for like 2.5 hours that random Thursday. But and then sent them in thinking, oh, this is a great script. There's no way I'm gonna get called back. I think like everything I'd auditioned for or sent in tapes like for 4 months prior, I hadn't heard anything back. And then all of a sudden he was like, yeah, here's the callback date time. And I'm like, it's in Philly. No, how am I going to get myself down there? Which is how Kris and I first interacted, via like a backstage message, just making sure that I wasn't tossing money down the drain, that this wasn't some scam to get me to a different state to murder me or something.
I'm going to be honest, writing a script is a lot of effort there to lure people.
Listen, this
people
was
gone the
post
longer
AI. It could have been. I was like, this is too good for AI, but I don't know, maybe not. Yeah, no, and I just felt like, you know, I showed up and it was a lovely environment. I think we did the callbacks in a school on a Saturday, and our green room was like what seemed to be a first grade classroom from the size of the chairs, and all these adults like squeezing ourselves into these really tiny desks. And I made great friends in that room, who then I went on to make a movie with for 1.5 years. And we are still, you know, in contact, even though we are well past production. And I felt like I walked away from that experience, just the callback, thinking, even if I don't get this film, I'm really glad that I went down there. I really enjoyed meeting all of these people. I had a lot of fun in the room. The scenes themselves were really fun. Great. And then I think it was maybe 2 weeks later, you gave me a call at a stupidly late time. 9:30, 10 p.m. I'm like, man, I have a morning shift tomorrow, but also I want to keep talking about this film for 1.5 hours. And it just kind of rolled from there. A lot of the relationships that are built in the trenches of indie filmmaking are deep bonding experiences, as I'm sure we're all aware.
Yeah. That's the thing that probably, because, you know, this is called the Indie Film Sucks podcast, and that's not to say we don't like indie film. Of course we do. We love it despite the suck, because there are a lot of aspects of filmmaking at a certain budget level that are just plain not fun. But the best aspect is the connections you make with people on a good shoot. That it's kind of like going to summer camp when you're a kid, and you meet some of the best friends you're going to meet for like this really intense period of time, and there's really nothing like it that replicates that. And then at the end of the day, you have something finished that you can show other people, and that's, you know, I think that's what keeps so many people coming back to it.
Yeah, I agree.
Saying that this group of people for this project are the only people that could have done this thing and produced that, you know, result. And thanks to Kris, who had to hold it all together, because we've talked to people from all over the world, all over the country, and done a bunch of these interviews and talked to folks, and every story is exactly the same. I wrote a script, I had a project, I pulled a bunch of people together, they all believed in my vision, and I finished it. because I believed in it. I got other people to believe in it, and we all for the common goal, because you're not a fake, you're not a fraud, you're not a phony. You brought real talent in, right, from cast and crew, and they believed in what you were doing. So it's awesome from our position to talk to folks like yourselves, because it's such a commonality that we feel like we're in these bubbles as independent filmmakers, especially when you're driving 2.5 hours and all you have to do is think about going, man, I hope today goes well because I don't want to waste my time. Because I'm sure every thought was so positive about going to the set every day, every weekend.
I will say a long drive makes for some great scene work. Especially when you're driving and you can't see your scene partner behind you.
Behind the scenes, I want to see like from behind the scenes. That's what I want to see. I want to see the video from inside the car.
I have a distinct memory. So the karaoke scene, the karaoke bar is we really were singing a song that was really live, and I think we got like maybe 15 minutes into the drive playing that song just on repeat, and all of us were like, oh, we might hate this song by the end of today. Just too many times. I think we had just sung it over and over and over again by the time we got to it, that all of us were like kind of humming it maniacally to ourselves at that point. We didn't get it out of our heads for the rest of the day. But that kind of experience doesn't happen if you're all independently taking the train down or
meeting, cordially going through the scene.
Very politely.
Yes, exactly. So Kris, what was the hardest? I mean, obviously there's a lot of hard part. What was the hardest part, and what was surprisingly easy for you that maybe surprised you on that just kind of flowed?
So the hardest part was scheduling. 110%. I hated scheduling all these people. I love all these people, but there's people that, oh man, I can't do this day. I don't give a shit. Just do the day. But and also like we had some scenes. Part of the structure of the film changed just because there were a few individuals that had life events that they got busy and couldn't come down at the last minute. So we originally we were thinking of structuring the movie into 2 sections, a kid section and then an adult section.
I kind of got the feeling that might have been an original concept you had just from watching it, because and then there's lots of deleted scenes, right?
Oh, I can make a Marvel movie out of the amount of footage I got. I think if we did a full cut, we could do 4 hours easy.
Yeah.
But we had to cut and change a lot of that and move into a flashback. And thankfully, I had Kat stepped in after the production, and her, Margot, our AD, Maddie, our film editor, Alec, our sound editor, and we'd spend phone calls or massive text chains trying to figure out, all right, what meshes with, like, what has a direct correlation to the events of the adults? Because now we're going to do flashbacks, because I don't have the, 5 scenes to make the beginning a actual compelling narrative. And I'm not going to have the beginning be garbage because we just don't have the scenes. So we had to change the whole structure. And all of it comes down to scheduling and the money that you can't get back when you schedule things. So, however, some of the best rewrites did come out of scheduling conflicts. But at the same time, we also had to figure out a way to make a cohesive movie and not the original structure that it was meant to be.
Right.
I agree with you, man. Scheduling is the bane of micro budget cinema, because it's like you have 15 people and you get 14 of them lined up, but then that one's like, oh, I gotta go to my cousin's wedding, it's like, this has been scheduled for 2 months. Right. I just can't make it. And then you have to change everything on the fly, and you're like doing new math. And I mean, nothing is more like suicide inducing than trying to fit these pieces together. And then like you get one thing solved and then something else falls apart. You got to fix that and something else falls apart. Yeah,
or
man.
me, yeah, or like I remember calling. We had the convenience store we used. Um, I couldn't get a hold of the owner who had agreed to it like
Yep.
6 months ago, then 3 months ago, and we're like 3 days from shooting, and I'm just trying to get confirmation. He ended up, it wasn't his fault. He's a great guy, but he didn't get back to me till the day before. But I remember 3 days before calling every convenience store in a 50-mile radius of everyone. Like, hey, can we shoot at your store? And everybody's like, no, get the hell out of here. It's like 3 days. You seem like a crackpot. That's because I drank so much coffee, I might die. Okay.
So how
But
much
yeah,
was planned and how much was rogue on your? Was everything set up like you had like permission on anything, or did you have to go rogue on it?
no, so luckily I'm trying to think. The only thing we did rogue was we added a scene after we finished the film because we felt like we needed it's the scene where Josh comes out from the hospital. And he's in the parking lot with his car, and he's
Drops
like,
his cigarettes.
yeah, he drops his
Yeah.
cigarettes and all that stuff. We were like, hey, we need something here to like kind of amp this up. Also, throw a little more empathy onto Josh because he can be a lot like me and be a bit of a curmudgeon. So, like, build that empathy. That one, we saw a parking garage across the street from a hospital, and we kind of just pulled in, set up lights, and hoped. Everything else we got clearance. The nice thing is I used to, before I moved last year, I was a planning commission chairperson for my local town. The perks that come with that is that I know everyone in that local government, and planning commission is a volunteer position. No money, no nothing. And I did it for like 7, 8 years. So the borough of Hapro gets a special thanks in the credits because they let me shoot on the streets. So most of our outdoor scenes, I had a blanket, you're cool. When the cop would roll up, he's like, oh, it's Kris. Never mind. Go away.
So you're like Leslie Knope of
Yes.
Parks
Yes.
and Rec.
Just so much more sarcastic and less optimistic.
Nice.
I gotta say, I was so used to making all the projects I'd worked in prior to this were like completely just guerrilla tactics. You shoot whatever you need to. So this felt very official. And then every once in a while we'd be shooting something and you'd be like, I don't know, we don't technically have permission for this. And I'd see the panic in your eyes and I'd just think, man, no one cares. Absolutely no one. I have shot short films in state parks. No one said a thing.
Yeah, well,
Like-
and I think that's the thing is like I had to realize that, oh, this is super important to me. Nobody gives a shit.
Yes,
Yes. Yeah.
that's true. That'll be true for your whole career.
Yeah. It's-
Also.
Yeah, everything.
Even if you make it, I mean,
Yep.
or when you make it.
Yeah. Well, let's be honest. Short of like, you could see maybe Lucas, Spielberg, maybe Scorsese like on the street. Tell me another director that you would actually like see on the street, know who he was. No, he's just
Right.
another white guy with a beard and glasses.
Right.
I have the
don't know.
director
Woody
look.
Allen, he's pretty distinctive looking.
Well, yeah, but we'd all want to just trip him on the sidewalk and kick him on the way by. So that's a different story. Infamous is different.
That is.
I
very-
mean,
that is very-
Kubrick, but he looks kind of homeless. So
Yeah, I'd be afraid of
He's
Kubrick.
dead.
Right. I was gonna say Hitchcock.
Yeah, there's two reasons to be
Fear.
like, one, you could be afraid of Kubrick when he was alive because that man looked like he took some absinthe that didn't agree with him. And then dead, that's double worrying.
Yeah, we saw him dead on the street. So, Kat, what's your background then? Is just like
My undergrad is in classical singing. I was in my early 20s and I was like, yeah, I'm going to be an opera singer. And then
after the karaoke scene then?
No. Sam can also sing classically. So I keep saying Josh and Becca should have had an operatic duet at some point.
I'm saying, man, you missed an opportunity there, Kris.
But yeah, I got to the end of my undergrad and I was like, this is a really narrow field. And I don't know if I have the money or the chutzpah, frankly, to make it in such a tiny world. And I say that like acting is a large field.
Well,
But and I kind of I took a really good look at what I liked about the performances that I was doing. And over again, it was that I liked the actual acting elements of it. So I very quickly pivoted and was like, you know what? It's really cheap to get a degree in another country. So let me see what's happening in the UK. And I got into a grad program in the UK that got a little interrupted by COVID. But so suddenly I had a bachelor's in classical singing and a master's in theater, and I didn't know what to do with myself, and I hadn't really done a ton of like actual performance because of the pandemic. So I moved back to the US because I'm not a UK citizen and I couldn't stay, and everything was closed because of the pandemic. So there was no theater to be had, which is what I had been training and intending to do, right? And over and over again, the only things that I was getting were in student films. So I accidentally built a reel and had like some free software on my laptop and edited a reel together and just started doing that forever. And then a friend of mine was making a short, and I said, "Hi, yes, hello. I've never done that before. Do you need a free actor?" And she said yes.
I have a goddamn master's.
Yeah.
always,
Well, so does
yeah.
she. That's how I met her, actually. We went to the
Right
same grad
there.
program. And you know that, and you know, we shot that in I think 2021, and it only just now did the festival circuit. So like there's a lot of stuff that I did when I first moved to New York that is only just now getting completed.
Sure.
See MISFITS. And MISFITS was my first ever feature. So
Okay.
I really was just assuming when I moved to the city that I would be doing theater and musical theater, and that would be my life. And honestly, it's not how it's gone, but I must say I like it quite a bit more than I thought I would. So I'm gonna keep on the
Yeah.
train.
It's a different discipline because
Very.
I'm a film guy. Mackie was a theater guy.
Theater.
And when I first started out, I met some really unpleasant theater people, so I was put off from theater for many
So
years
sorry.
until I met some actually pleasant theater people.
Oh.
But yeah, they're two very different worlds because I've directed plays.
True.
I've
hmm
acted just a tiny bit, because I got a face for radio. I'm behind the camera, not in front of it. But yeah, some people cannot make that leap from stage to screen.
I think it actually, in a weird way, it really helped me that I graduated during COVID. Well, I was still in school during COVID. So it was like February of 2020, and my degree program isn't supposed to end until October of that year. So we take some time off as like everyone's figuring out just how to organize themselves. And then very quickly the school is trying to pivot to figure out how to like get us a degree and get us an education before we exit. So a lot of on-camera stuff was suddenly being put on the docket that hadn't been previously planned. We wound up filming our final theatrical, I don't know why it keeps doing this, sorry. We wound up filming our final theatrical project because we had to be spaced from each other in such a way. So we had this beautiful, amazingly well shot production of a Shakespeare play that I just like, I don't know anyone else who graduates undergrad and they have like 4K beautiful shots of themselves doing Shakespeare on a fully mounted set. So it's like weird stuff like that just kind of came about. And then also I met wonderful people while I was there. And when I came back, we've managed to work together on projects, and it's been great.
Nice. No, that's awesome. So let's spend a little time. Kris, dive into this film a little bit. Talk about, just talk about it a little bit. Let our audience know about this film, and just what you want somebody to know. We watched it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Kat, great performance.
Thank you.
I thought you had strong actors throughout. You can tell if I didn't read it, I wouldn't have known it was your first time directing. So kudos for pulling that off, because I've seen a lot.
I have to.
Yeah, and that's not a knock on anybody, because it's hard.
Oh no, it's incredibly hard.
Right.
It one, I got super lucky that when I stepped in, I had a crew that maybe not like the years and years of experience, but they had like solid foundations.
But where did you get them from? How did that come about?
That was all backstage. We did.
Wow.
I put a so I take that back. A couple people are already my friends. Nick, whose house I am at, that I've taken over for 2 years. He's got a room full of my props. He set up this podcast studio in his living room that he's now keeping up for me. But like, I knew Nick. He's been a friend. And Christian, who plays Ryan, I've known him for 20 years. Truthfully, I wrote the character as Christian, like on like 12. So like, I was like, let me amplify everything that I find obnoxious about one of my best friends. And that's going to be the character. Yeah, no. So I put it out. I had no idea if anyone was going to reply. And I ended up with 8,000 applicants across cast and crew.
Wow. Whoa.
I watched 8,000 self-tapes and whew.
Wow.
I want to see some of those.
Some of them, I'm going to be honest, some people shouldn't do this, and I wish them the best.
I appreciate everybody making an effort.
Yeah, no. Like, I ain't calling nobody out.
I will say this industry is full of a lot of delusional people. And maybe we are, maybe it's us too, but yeah, I hear you.
And also some of them, like, I had to start alternating between like different characters, because they all became one person at certain points. Like, I'd watch too many Josh videos back to back, and I'd be like, I don't remember who's who. Shit. But no, like, we just got all these people that applied, and as it happened, I just started sending messages and saw like who was like not an asshole was my first criteria.
Yeah.
Like, there are a ton of talented people, but like there's several people that straight up, like, just through email seem like an asshole, and I'm like, nah, I'm good. I gotta spend too much time with you.
Yep. That is the measuring stick right there, man. If I will always take someone who is easier to get along with over someone who has greater talent, greater background, because at the end of the day, you got to spend a lot of time with these people, and if you don't get along with them, it's
not going to work.
It ain't going to work.
Somebody's going to flake. Somebody's going to, and then you're sunk, right? Because then you're starting over, especially in a key position.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine that, losing a key actor or somebody where every day is sunk money. In independent film, there's not a studio you can go back to and get another check. It's the check of your bank account.
Yeah, when that runs dry, it runs dry. My kids are going to college. I have to still pay for things.
Thank you.
Yeah, but so it was like, there was definitely people that seemed like they have talented, but also people that took themselves too seriously, because I knew they wouldn't fit with me personality wise. Yeah. If I can't make fun of you, even though you're on the cast or crew, and you can't make fun of me, and we can't trade barbs across the set and joke around, I already knew it was going to be like a tough shoot some nights. We were out in the goddamn cold, so many damn nights. Like, I remember shooting like
in the summer.
I almost shot somebody once, but it's small things. But no, like there's the scene out back where uh, Kat and Christian and
Which
we.
time?
So I'm gonna give what the time that sucked the most is uh we they are doing a great job. The camera's great and lights are good. There's a pool next to where we're shooting that has not been in use since the 80s.
Yeah. It's a pond at this
Yeah, it's
point.
more of a pond at this stage.
It's great.
Yeah, it had its own ecosystem.
Yeah.
And it had at least two frogs in it
Yeah.
who are having the most intense relations that have ever happened in frogdom ever. So loud that every time Nick, our AC, Mike, who's on our boom mic, are stomping around the pool trying to scare these frogs, and then we'd yell action, and all you hear is roar, roar, roar. I'm like, motherfuck, and we literally tried to shoot it for an hour. It is like 20 degrees out. And we could not use a single bit of the footage. We had to reshoot the whole thing.
Oh, man.
Yeah, been there with cows.
Oh, cows.
With
Man. No,
Yeah,
thank you.
bikers.
I
Yeah,
can't scare them
I mean,
away.
Like we were shooting at this old farm in middle of nowhere, Missouri, and it was still a working farm. They had like 30 cattle, and we're in this old barn, and then like all these cows think it's feeding time, so they're all mooing and coming up to the barn, and it's like one after the other, and then all these horses start coming, like, oh my God. So it was just a wasted effort, man. So
Now you know why we make steak type of situation.
Yeah, so I feel that pain.
Oh, man.
But to the original point, 8,000 applicants, both cast and crew, did the asshole check through emails and calls. And then we did the callbacks, which, yes, they were in a school because that's used to be a school and it was owned by Hapro Borough. And I was able to rent it for the day. And yes, they sat in a first grade classroom. I provided chips and sodas and pizza at one point. But we had a schedule like it was speed dating, but with chemistry reads, where basically we just had different selections of people that came back and forth. And it was also me testing out who on the crew side was going to work too. We had before I had met Margot, we had an AD that just, I won't mention who it was, but like they were awful. They were terrible.
Fair.
They were a mean person and I did not like them. And like that was their last day. But it also helped solidify stuff like, and I'm going by feeling because I've never done this before. And it was like, if I close my eyes, do I feel like these people actually know each other? And I think that's how I came to it. Nice. Was that the people that seemed like they were actually like could be friends or like I could see the conversation without feeling like it was acting was the number one thing. I always kind of throw out like Carly, who plays Darlene, Josh's daughter, and Sam. Both of them got the part immediately when the two of them read together.
Okay.
Like that was instantaneous, 100%. They were the two people for that position. We had some really great people come out for Darlene, but like 100%, they read together. And when Carly looked at him, and like I don't even remember what the line was, or even if it was a line, but the most roll your eyes sarcastic thing. I'm like, oh my God, it's my daughter in another person's body. And I was like, that's it. That's that's the teenager, 100%. Yeah. And Sam just like the inward cringe of a father being annoyed. I'm just like, yep, yeah, now those are the people. And like that's how I ended up casting. And it, for the most part, it was the right way to go because everyone, I feel like everyone very easily became their character. And I mean, I don't know any other way to do it. Like, I'm sure there's a professional way to do it, but that wasn't going to be me.
No,
So
and it came across on the screen. I mean, just the scenes where they're laughing and having fun, and you kind of had just a different vibe there. I mean, it came across, and that scene in the car with the dad and the daughter, and she kind of says, "My girlfriend," and I won't, kind of let the cat out of the bag. But I thought that was an impactful scene. I mean, that really played really well in the film.
That was the
Thank you.
audition scene, I think.
That was the
That,
audition scene. And
yeah.
I
when,
mean, yeah, I would have cast the same.
was there anybody cast or crew that you did cast for the cast or hire for the part that you had to subsequently let go that didn't work out?
Besides the AD?
um, yeah, but it was more of a, I think it ended up being more of a mutual decision. We had one of the younger adults, or younger, kids, the younger versions of them, um, tested pretty well. But when it came down to it, we just like it. It felt like it was work every time we were like trying to schedule and all that stuff. And then then Kat will tell you if there's anything I'm okay at, it's taking notes. Usually I'll yell at, a curse word and then agree that that's probably a better line. But like this person was just every line like, and it was very pretentious. And it was like, if someone like it was 1 second away from like the Shakespeare, like Hamlet, like what's my motivation? And I'm like,
Oh,
shut the fuck up
yeah.
and read the lines as I wrote them.
Been there.
Just perform, my friend. Just
Yeah, like
you're
we're
the
also,
actor.
we're not doing Shakespeare. There are way too many dick jokes and curse words. This isn't Shakespeare. Don't take it that seriously because the gritty. What?
There's
What?
a lot of dick jokes in Shakespeare. I just feel I should.
Okay, that's fair.
It's just said a different
It's
way.
not nearly so highbrow.
I'm sorry. The phallic jokes of Shakespeare.
Okay, all right.
But it was a lot of like, but like they just didn't work out because they were so into it to hear themselves talk.
Did I
And
meet
they
this
weren't-
person?
You
I have
probably
no memory of this.
you can
You
ask
steal
me
this episode
after
back.
this, and I'll give you the name. But it was a one of the people that was in the green room, the classroom with you, but they were younger, so I don't know if you would have.
Oh,
talked to them.
probably not. Probably not.
And then we had someone that came out for Josh that also read it like it was Shakespeare, and that did not work.
Sure.
It was so formal, and I'm like, guys, think less Hamlet, more shameless in your
No,
delivery.
think a bunch of people sitting around having fun and how you would handle like talk to your friends, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no. The whole point was it for it to feel realistic and feel like it heightens things. 40-year-old dudes don't go and get in wrestling rings, but like,
Or they shouldn't anyway.
no, God, no. I just bounced off the rope a couple times and I'm pretty sure I pulled a hammy.
Yeah, but I could see that happening you know what I mean? I kind of it played off really well.
It's just that one step beyond normal.
Yes.
And like that's what
Totally.
we were going for. It was just that one step beyond what was normal. With these kind of crass weirdo people.
But what else
And
was normal in the film with these folks? I mean, my goodness, some of the stuff that is like going on in there.
yeah, no, I mean it's fair. I had, as I said, in my 20s through now, I have very weird friends. So maybe I'm skewed slightly too.
Yeah, but you could tell, and in the film, it comes across that there's a genuine care. They generally care for each other, and I think there's some powerful scenes in there. And I think it's the one where he's drinking the bad beer, right? I think after something, I don't know what kind of beer that was or whatever he was drinking. But he's just like, hey, we'll always have each other's back, and I don't know the line for exact, but that's a bro moment that You know what I mean? Only at that time do guys say that when they're alone with another bro. And I thought it played really well, but you got that, right? And then you took that to the rest of the story and said, these guys will always be there for each other. And then the whole crew will be there for each other, thick or thin, whatever you guys are doing. So
Yeah, and like the whole the funnest part of writing, like especially that scene, is like, all right, I got to remember how dudes are in their late teens. So I'm gonna have this heartfelt moment between two male friends that they do allow some vulnerability and they do allow like to show that they care about each other. But I'm gonna sandwich that moment with the one kid, like when he doesn't know what to say because his girlfriend is gonna always be sick, is like, oh, so you're a bitch because you're in love now. And
he's a
like,
big bitch, and the other guy,
and then then the other guy's like, yeah, but you love Becca. Yeah, I'm big bitch for her. And then we have this heartfelt moment, and then I have the guy spit out this, do a spit take on this nasty beer, which was truly,
It was
it was
bad.
some ginger beer,
Oh.
and it was brought by our props department, and it was truly awful. So
We always use water, so
yeah.
I thought it was going to be better. I was wrong. It was
No.
not better. The cast was not happy with that decision. But I'll be honest, Jake, who plays young Ryan, Trooper chugged that whole thing for three different ones over three different takes of that. So champion
Bless
of
him.
chugging that terrible ginger root beer.
That's great. Anything else you want to cover about, the film, let anybody know? I mean, we can give you our opinion on it. I know Chris is going to do a review of it.
already did it.
Already did the review.
It's already out in the wild, my friend.
Yeah.
Wow, what a
She's
line.
out there.
That's enough.
He doesn't even look at the damn website.
No, wasn't that your part? He just talks. He's the face.
Yeah, there you
I'll
go.
have to
It's
do
the
that
theater
one.
thing.
It is a theater thing.
So what
Yeah.
is next then?
Yeah, what's next?
What's next is hopefully to make some money, or
There
at
you
least
go.
enough money to make another thing. We do have like three ideas, sort of, some script written for three additional ideas. If we make enough money to kind of put, this one that I can't front the whole thing anymore. I'm poor. But maybe get a little bit of investment now that we've made something. We show that we could stay in budget, and somehow I can make a $2 million movie for 75K by bullshitting my way through life with confidence I haven't earned. But that's kind of the plan. We'd love to make another film. I'd love to bring back most of the cast and crew. And
Like a sequel or entirely different?
so, not that I wouldn't love a sequel, but like, let's be honest, unless lightning strikes here, I don't know if enough people will know it to do a sequel, and nothing's worse than trying to do that exposition, like what happened last episode, exposition in the beginning of a movie. We have some ideas where we're like, it's almost loosely a sequel, is that like there's little details that we might throw in from Misfits, but into a different story.
Gotcha.
A spiritual sequel,
yeah,
not necessarily
spiritual.
chronologically. Yeah.
The best kind of sequel.
Exactly.
Yeah, where we throw in a bunch of weird things or like bring back like weird side characters. I would love to bring back Candy, the old lady from the kids wrestling
Yes, please.
that yells like,
She's
"Fuck 'em up."
delightful.
Candy is a delightful lady to begin with, but her, I called her and I'm like, hey, I got like one line and I just need you to be the craziest old lady. She's like, oh, I'm in. I'll be there. And like weird characters like that, I'd love to bring back and just be like the non-crappy like Rob Schneider. Rob Schneider's awful. But I don't care. He's a terrible person too. I don't mind if he'll blacklist me from being Adam Sandler's F-list friend. But like bring back those weird side characters or maybe little plot points. I don't know, Kat. I don't know what you're doing next. You're invited, of
Honest,
course.
yeah, well, thanks, bud. Appreciate it. And I'll come back, if and when we find a way to not do this every other weekend for another year. I don't think my circadian rhythm can take this again, frankly.
Yeah, it's a little rough.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm starting a new day job right now, so I feel like everything kind of shifts and life begins again. But I'm on the hunt. I'll find something new. I've been doing my first audiobook for a very long time, so that is kind of continuing in its trajectory.
Nice. So where's Misfits? Where can people find it? What are we looking for out there?
So right now it will be in the next couple months. It'll be on some additional streamers, and we'll continue to announce it through our Instagram at it's Misfits the Film. Currently, it is available on Amazon Prime. We are encouraging people to get it because it'd be super cool to make another one.
Is there a physical media for it or no?
Not yet. I'll be honest. Our distributors kind of, again, we were super surprised that Amazon had such a quick turn time. Our distributors team is going through and pitching to several streamers. So again, I think it'll expand into other streaming platforms over the course of the next month and a half. Then he's going to some channels, both foreign and domestic, to put it on like TV, where TV still exists. So primarily not the US. But then we're going to talk about the physical media because as much as I love, and I'm not at my house, but if you see, I have a whole wall of DVDs and Blu-rays. I love physical media.
Yep.
I don't think I want to print 1,000 of them though, because it's going to end up in the hole next to ET, the video game. So I think
Wow.
if our distributor finds someone that is a retailer that would like to stock it in enough that we don't have to print 1,000 and then have 700 sitting in my attic, I'd be in.
We should mail Chris a copy of Game of the Year.
Yeah.
We got about 1,000 of those.
Several of them. We got a few. We got a few.
I feel like that's like the self biography, like where somebody just got stacks of their own biography filmed in their office.
Yeah, we can do a short on it.
Yeah, we might do physical media. It also, I have to actually look at our file size because I have a feeling we're into double layer Blu-ray because again, we got super lucky with the quality of the camera, which means the file is too large for single layer. So there's not a lot of places that do dual layer Blu-ray on demand.
Not
because
cheap.
that was the only other option. No, not cheap, and you need to make a minimum order. And
Yes.
yeah, I'm a little bit wary because if I'm making money, then I'm like, oh yeah, let me sink some of that profit right back into coasters.
Yeah, I mean, depends if you're doing like the circuit with the conventions and different things like that. So you got to plan all that out for sure. That's where I see it's beneficial.
Our festival strategy was who offered us a great discount or waiver for the fee. That's where we went, and then a couple local ones that we like.
Other than that, don't waste your time with festivals.
No. Well, and the other thing is, I wasn't going to. That premiere status thing is absurd. I'm not going to wait a year to premiere my film at in Topeka, Kansas.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
No, right. No. That's that. You thought correctly there.
Yeah, I'm already, and we've already technically released, so we are no longer eligible for half of the big festivals.
Right.
And I'll be honest, I don't know what I'd get out of it. I already got a distributor. Who seems great.
Do you want to mention them? I mean,
yeah. So it's Seven Palms Entertainment. Colin over there is just. Again, I don't know if I made any money, so the review might change. But as of right now, great communication. Seems like a solid strategy. Great deal that he gave us, especially for first-time filmmaker. A lot of trust in us and the product. So I can't argue with that. But I have no reason other than it'd be super cool to go to a film festival. But if you're not going to offer me a free waiver or a discount, I probably won't pay the $40 to put my film in it.
Smart move.
It's not really worth it.
Hey, sounds like a veteran.
I know.
You know what? You know,
So I'm in IT. Was my like I've been an IT director for my day job for 20 years now. There's nothing that can jade you more than the IT industry, but the film industry is probably the next step there. So I'm already like, someone's like, oh, what about the recognition? I don't need any fucking recognition. I just need somebody to buy the damn thing when I'm done with it.
There you go.
That's right. You are a veteran.
No. I just came in.
Steps.
Yeah, I came in pessimistic enough that it feels
Pre-jaded.
Pre-jaded that I get a veteran status just by the fact that I already hate most of the world.
Right. I mean, buddy, you are there without all the pain. I love it.
But also without any of the pay. So, you know.
And the gray hair. So you got a nice block there.
No, I think we learned a lot tonight, Mackie.
What did we learn tonight, Grega?
Well, I think we learned about the highs,
Few lows.
the in-betweens of what?
True.
Independent filmmaking.
Yes. On Indie Film Sucks podcast. And we can't thank Kris and Kat enough. And the movie is Misfits. You can find it on Amazon Prime and soon to hopefully be released on other streaming services. Find the review out on indiefilmsucks.com. Check it out. Great having you on. We wish you nothing but success. We'll continue to pump it and, check in with us every once in a while through email and let us know how you're doing.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It was a pleasure, guys. We really appreciate you, and great conversation. It was fun.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Have a great night.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah. Cheers. Have a good night.
Have a good one.
Indie film sucks. Indie film sucks. It's the Indie Film Sucks podcast. Yeah.